In this video, we're going to cover how to send out financing applications for Wisetack financing through the OrbisX CRM. And to do so, we're going to need an invoice because there's two different types of applications they can do. One is a pre-qualification where they pre-qualify for a certain financing amount. We've covered that in the other video about sending out pre-qualification applications. In this video, we're talking strictly about the financing application that leads to an invoice being paid. So pre-qualifications go against the client profile or the lead profile to say that they've pre-qualified, or it goes towards an estimate saying, okay, they've pre-qualified for whatever the estimate amount is. In this case, we're dealing with invoices where this application is actually going to lead to a payment being submitted and applied towards the invoice in question. So to do this, if you haven't created an invoice already, you're going to want to go to the client profile, find the client that you are needing to send the invoice to for the application. And in this case, I'll pull up one of my test accounts here. And so there we go. Boom. From here, I can click plus new invoice to create an invoice for this client. And then I can create the invoice and there'll be financing options available. However, in this case, I already have some invoices created. So I'm going to show you the other way as well, which is if you have an invoice created, you can go to finances and then invoices. And from here, you'll be able to click on an invoice. Now, this one shows you that the financing status has already been initiated. So I can cancel the financing if I need to and then resend it if I need to as well. But just show you some options because this one does have the process initiated. When you're on an invoice to do the editing part and you're adding items and Carfax information and all that other good stuff, from here you'll see copy payment links. One of those is going to be the Wisetack link. If I click this, it's going to copy it and I can manually send that to my customer. So that's option one, so that they'll have that link. That's if I want to manually, type out an email or something like that. The other option is simply clicking save and send. If I click save and send while notifications are on, then it's going to send them the email with the information of the invoice, the PDF attachment of the invoice, but it's also going to include a link at the top of the email, and it's going to say, you may qualify for financing, yada yada, a little spiel about that, and then it's going to have a link where they can click to start the financing process. The other way to do this is from an invoice. You can click add payment, and then I can click Wisetack financing. Now, if I do this, it's going to take me to a page where it will initiate this application. This is assuming I'm doing this with the customer on site, and now I can pass them a tablet, for example, and they'll be able to, start that process right there on the spot. But of course, the preferred way to do it is to have it sent directly to the customer by either clicking save and send or using the Wisetack link and manually sending it to them. And that way they can, finish that. Because usually this is the kind of thing they might be doing, at home or before their appointment or before they come pick up their vehicle, so on and so forth. But if you do have to do it on the spot, not a problem. You can click add payment, click the Wisetack financing, and that will work as well from the main invoices list. So when you're here, you see the invoices list. You can actually click on the plus payment and then choose Wisetack financing as well, and that will do the same thing. So once again, to reiterate, when you're on an invoice and you click save and send, as long as you have notifications on, they will receive an email or a phone message depending on what information you have saved on the invoice. And that's going to have the usual stuff that they would expect, like the actual invoice details, as well as a PDF of the invoice. But then it's also going to have a section at the top that has a link to their Wisetack application. It'll create that for them automatically and assign it to this invoice. And then they'll be able to complete the application and remit payment to you once they've been approved for certain financing terms. At any time, you'll be able to see the status if you go to Finances, Invoices, and locate the invoice that you're looking for. And then next to the Wisetack logo, you'll see a little eye icon for information, and you'll be able to see the process that that particular financing application is at for that specific invoice. So in this case, this one's initiated. I believe, this one loan confirmed. Okay, so there's several different ones on this demo account. This one's loan confirmed. That means that everything's finalized and payment has been made and applied to the actual invoice. Whereas the other ones, as you can see, they just show initiated. They've been started but not completed by the customer. So that's how you would essentially do all of that. Now, let's say you already have notifications turned on and everything like that on an invoice. You can also click on this button here and click Send Invoice. That will do the exact same process as the save and send, it will send them the invoice along with the Wisetack information in that email as well, or text message, and it'll have the link to their specific application for financing for that particular invoice.